Hello, fans. Welcome to this presentation of the NBA Sunday night action right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. We'll hear from Doris Burke on the sideline coming up. For the Miami Heat, they coming off a loss to Orlando. A real closely contested game. They couldn't come up with a couple of key baskets, and they lost by 3.
Yeah, it was tough to see that one coming, really, because I thought that was a game they were going to win. The final score really caught a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, but I think they really tightened up at the end, Steve. I think they were trying too hard to avoid the upset instead of focusing on going after the win.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. John Wall and Nick Young are the backcourt. Watching McGee up front, and it's Lewis in at the small forward. And for the Heat, Chris Bosh and Udonis Haslem down low. Wade and LeBron are the wingmen, and it's House in at point. House is whistled for reaching in. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Blotch off the inbound pass. The monster one-hand slam.
Boy, looking at that play, I mean, I think he had to be a little confused right there. I mean, the defender had no idea what was happening.
Well, you know, Clark, I don't think it looked like there was great communication on the floor.
You're exactly right.
What do you think?
No, I agree with you, Kevin, but a great job offensively to exploit that defense for the easy basket.
Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
We talked about the problems of facing a player who is athletically gifted like John Wall. He told me that staying in front of him with a solo defender is near impossible. So we'll try to lull him into traps and get him taking shots that he doesn't feel comfortable taking.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Dishes it to Young. Wade picks him up. McGee is screen on Wade. Off the screen. Count that one.
And defensively, remember, you got to fight through screens to avoid giving up open looks.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Steve. And the defense has to go over the top of that screen. I think that's how they get it done.
Now here is McGee following the miss by Chris Bosh. Here's Young. The shot is off, and Miami will go the other way with the ball. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Wizards team.
And as you'd expect, I mean, this was a lopsided season series a year ago. Good foul, make them earn the free throws. Don't let this team dunk.
I like that. That's a smart foul. I mean, it's a lot easier to dunk it than it is to hit 2 free throws. Make them earn them at the strike.
And he can't hit the second. So it's Washington. Arenas dishes to Crawford. Covered by LeBron. Knocks it loose. James gets called for the reach. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. First one falls for him. And so he makes both from the line. Here's Wade. It could go, and no good trying to get that one. It's all tied in Miami. 6. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. Taking a look at the Wizards. Crawford and Lewis out on the wings. Turiev out there with Chris Singleton. And it's Arenas in at the point guard position.
You know, going back to last year, it was not a great one for Rashard Lewis. I mean, he saw himself get traded from a perennial playoff team in Orlando to very much a rebuilding situation in Washington with the Wizards.
Now here's Wade. Gilbert Arenas missing his last shot. James. The shot is off. Here's the break. Arenas passes to Turiev. Can't hit from in close. Mark, we'll see if someone can end this dry spell.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, both teams really having trouble getting good shots.
Well, shot selection is so key. They need better ball movement, both sides really, because this game has gotten a little stagnant here.
Back to Lewis. You know, Clark, he's still making the money, and at the end of the day, that's what he was cashing. So overall, yeah, you're right. A bad season for him shooting and Steve scoring-wise, too.
Well, he's always going to be dogged by that big contract because the expectations will be unrealistic. But the good news for Lewis, when he did get traded to Washington, his shooting picked up, his production was better, and still a solid player. And for Gilbert Arenas, you wonder Will he ever be able to return to the form that made him an all-star? He's had so many knee problems. He's beyond his prime now and still fighting to return to form.
The Heat trail by 3. The leader, and LeBron with the basket, the assist by Haslam. 8 points for LeBron. And Washington has possession.
You know, and for Arenas, it's a matter of really adapting his game as best he can at this point. I mean, 3 knee surgeries later, he's not going to be able to explosively penetrate like he once did. I mean, so the big scoring numbers may not be there, but he has to be efficient and smarter in how he gets his shots.
If they time it right, they can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
Yeah, that's the smart move there. That's how you want to end the quarter, but make sure you get a good solid possession here. Easy finish there.
Defense was helpless.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. House kicks to LeBron. Rebound by Singleton.
I tell you what, against one of the best finishers, that's exactly the kind of defense you need to play.
I'm open right here. From 18 feet away, Crawford, no luck.
He'll usually knock that shot down.
He sure will, but that's one he couldn't pass up.
It's House outside. Got it off in time, but it's no good. Wizards lead by 3.
And a fun game going on in Miami as HP presents. The Clippers at Staples Center took the...
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. So it's Miami now. They trail by 3.
You know, you think about how young the Wizards were and how much growing they've still got to do. It certainly caused their opponents to kind of salivate a little bit in the East, being able to take advantage of that.
Wade and LeBron fill out the wings. Chris Bosh and Udonis Haslam down low. And it's Cole in at the 1. That's the group in the game for the Heat. And they get in the way. Looked like the alley-oop attempt that time. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Udonis Haslam.
Great awareness by fouling on that layup. Make him earn 2 points.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, send him to the line instead of giving up an easy 2.
Well, you're right, Clark, talking about the Wizards in the Eastern Conference. They didn't get a lot of breaks as they went meandering through that conference. Steve, it's not going to get any easier. The East seems to be building in strength.
Yeah, the conference is getting better, and Washington still trying to improve. Now, John Wall will help them get better this year, but this is a team that's definitely in a transition mode. 16-36 last year against the East. That's got to improve. Well, John Wall was the clear-cut #1 pick in the draft last season, and I thought he showed signs of greatness with the Wizards. So athletic, but also very poised, and showed a lot of leadership as a rookie.
Back to Wall, that is what was the talk of the Wizards organization. You know, Clark, the leadership that John Wall exuded.
You know, I covered him in college, as did you, and I saw evidence of that in his 1 year at Kentucky. He was a guy that galvanized the other guys, and you can't play that up enough, especially from your point guard. So you saw what it did for the Bulls with Derrick Rose, and the Wizards seem to be right on that same path.
So it's Washington. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Right side, Wall. Kicks it to Blash. Covered by LeBron. 5 on the clock. And the slam dunk by McGee.
You know, how exciting is it, guys, to see him go hard to the basket like that? I love it.
It's always fun to see, and it's one of the sights you can count on when he's out there, for sure.
Yeah, but you've got to try to do more to slow him down. You can't play him so soft near the hoop.
Washington trailing. Now here's Wall. Takes it right up.
Winding down. They're going to go for the last shot here in the quarter.
Yeah, I like the recognition there. They're going to play for the last shot, just as you said.
Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. And you look at McGee, second in the NBA, a great defender.
I think he cares more about shot blocking than any other element of his game, guys. Takes so much pride in it. That's why he was where he was on that list.
Here's Wall. Makes it from 18 feet out. Here's Wade. Poked away. Wall with the steal.
That's like a Hail Mary pass in football. Too risky.
And as we conclude the third. It's time for the fourth quarter and time to check in with the fourth member of our team, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark report. Hi, Doris.
Kevin, Gilbert Arenas gets our Sprite Spark Award. He's come off the bench and kept his team rolling with his knack for making big plays. We'll see how he can close this game out, guys.
Thank you, Doris. He sure did stir things up for him.
Boy, he was an injection of a different kind of energy out there. Got him going in the right direction and really gave him something the starters weren't able to give him.
Well, give him credit. I mean, he was just waiting for his chance, and he took full advantage.
Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. Vesely out there with Maurice Evans. Then it's Butch. Then it's Gilbert Arenas. And it's Mason in at the 2 spot.
There was no question about it. He was going to finish that one off.
Stolen by Mason.
Well, it's too bad after such an efficient first half. He's starting to turn the ball over here in the second.
Wade picks him up. Wade against Mason. Clock at 6. Ball deflected. The Heat trail by 3. Here's LeBron. Yes! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Boy, they're having major trouble dealing with LeBron.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Wade. And the jam by Wade. What a play. And our Sprite Slam Can gives us another look. Washington calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. There's 48 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hey, Kev, well, during that last break, I heard Flip Saunders addressing his team. His message was fairly simple. He said, we can't waste any more time. When we get it, we've got to take the ball to the hole and immediately get back on defense. This game is about stops and scores now, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Gets them both, and now they have the lead.
As if there was any question, Kev. He's just not fazed by the pressure. He stays focused and always makes big plays.
LeBron, defended by Young, nails the triple.
He's so clutch, Kevin. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
Wade is tagged with the reach. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Gets the first. That narrows the gap to 1. And both free throws good for Arenas.
Those were absolutely do or die, and he stepped up and knocked them down. Now can they get a stop to force overtime?
Haslam inside. Blatch defending.
Boy, coming through with the game in the balance.
Yep, a game-changing clutch bucket there.
Washington calls timeout. They're behind by 2. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Well, what do you think, Clark? Do you go for the 2 or the 3 here?
I don't think you choose one or the other ahead of time. I think you try to take what's available. You get the best shot as quickly as you can.
Now Wall. For the tie. Oh, he